So during the lesson, as she made the movement to roll and to come to sit up, we watched really carefully. So you look at the disc right there. Her head going back in the distance that she has where her head, the distance from her head to her knee. Yes? And then watch her come up. Watch what she does to come up. Her hand has to come up, and she brought her hand in such a way that she actually turned herself the opposite direction. Yeah? Now, when we study the lesson and the way the lesson's taught, that's a very obvious conclusion that could be a part of the lesson. Okay, go down again. How did she get down? She put her elbow down and then she lengthened herself out over her elbow to go down. Yes? Let's watch again. Now come to the other side. Her head starts to come down. So she has a very different relationship, but she still maintains basically the long spine and the length to get up. Yes? And you go ahead and slide back down. Where does she go? Way out there. And to go down, what does she do with her arm? She slides her arm away. Yeah? Now, again, these are all part of the ATM lessons, right? But now let's watch what happens when she's on the table. So come on up for a moment and sit. So there she goes. And if we watch her on the table, so when she starts to get up, she has a preference as to which side that she's going to get up on. And so go ahead and start to get up on the side that's your preference. Look at the distance. Look how long her spine is. Look how far her head is from her knees, from her pelvis. Go ahead and keep going. How does she make the movement? It's a beautiful movement. She slides herself, and that leg out there is the counterbalance, and so that she has this evenness in the movement. And as she goes down, she comes down, back down. This slides out. So she has this length, and she's slid herself. And by every criterion, we can see that she's maintained an even distribution of tone as she's made the movement. Yeah? But we also know that if she had to get up in such a way as if I'm here, and I'm a slobbery dog, and I'm going to come up and slobber all over you, I'm over here. and she gets up the way that she got up before. Go ahead and get up. I'm going to get to her, right? But if she wants to do this in such a way that as she makes the movement, so that she could be in this position, that if she wanted to, fold herself, so just bring your legs long, so that she wanted to make this movement so that she could fold herself in such a way that her hands could be between here and the dog. Yeah? So that she could make this movement to be continuously, now get up here, right there. Another whole trajectory, right? The skill that we have is to be able to find every one of these trajectories and keep the quality so that she can keep this quality, this sense of where she'll find the support and have this quality of this trajectory that comes up through a different pathway. Every trajectory can become available to us. Yeah? She said, how come she's never done this before? Well, we never looked at it this way before. Yeah? So now come back up, slide back up the table. And now let's see. Oh, this is heavy. I could lift her and ask her now to hold her head here. Hold your head. Yeah? If I bring her over here, hold your head. It's almost impossible for her to hold her head. Why is it so heavy? How much does her head weigh? Huh? If it's my head, it's almost empty. 2 kilos, 5 kilos. So what would have to transpire for her to find the support within herself that she would be able to hold her head up in such a way that I can't push it back? Completely dependent upon finding the equal and opposite support, isn't it? Now she can hold her head. I could, come back again, I could then encourage her to find the points of support. Couldn't she now get up from there? That's a different way. It's not that it's right or wrong. It's that she has the ability within herself to utilize the surfaces for all that she needs to have in order to be able to make this movement so that her ribs and her back and her chest can all find these points. Now, stay here, stay here, stay here. Don't fall. Don't let me pull you. Don't let me pull you. Now, to keep me from pulling her, she can't do it by pulling against this. She has to turn this into the ground as I pull her. Don't let me pull. That's it. Now you pull yourself up. That's it. Keep going. Pull this underneath. That's right. Now she's finding a completely different way of experiencing herself. Now let's watch to see what happens. Now come again, lie on your back. So now if we make this movement, look what she does. Look at the freedom that she has to pay attention. Pay attention. Don't go to sleep. Don't go back to sleep. The door is round and open. Oh, now you're going to fall. What has to be? What has to take place? What else has to happen? What has to happen with your knee, your right knee? Come on, what do you have to, your left knee? What has to happen? That's right. Coordinate. You have to coordinate the whole, that's it, the whole movement. It seems like I picked her up, but you'd be surprised. I didn't. She had the sense that she, and when we do these lesson wells, the person takes over the work for themselves. When we create the conditions, the person then knows how to find it, and then they're surprised with for themselves. Now you come down slowly, turn yourself, that's right. Come back up here. Now, for the moment, you see what you have to do. Here, this is easy. Yeah, that's easy. Now, how will you begin to make it so that you can make the movement? Very nice. But I asked her, how will you make the movement? How will you take that to that? Who's the author of the learning? Right. What did she pay for? She paid for the opportunity to learn. Right. And so we've gotten paid as practitioners for creating the conditions by which she finds the means within herself. Yeah? So I haven't become a therapist in that sense, right? I'm not about fixing her, but I am about giving her the point for her to be able to find the availability to do this and the availability to do that as a model for, wow, the areas in my life where I've always been difficult, is it possible for me now to take this quality of what's now newly available into some other area of my life where it's been most difficult? Now, it doesn't mean that it's going to be easy. It's like it's a buttered pathway or whatever it is, or greased. The skids are greased so that it's going to be easy. but at least neurologically, the possibility is within her. Yeah, she knows what it's like to have the sensation that which was difficult, all of a sudden I converted it and I can find a new way within myself. Yeah, again, a concrete experience about something that's a metaphor for what we experience in our daily lives. Yeah, and we don't have to even put words to that. That's where her system begins to, where she begins to take these images, these pre-verbal images, and then she begins to go, wow, something else eventually, or has the potential to emerge. Yeah? It's not therapy. Yeah? It's providing the opportunity for her to experience possibilities that are available to her that will lead her into something new. Yeah. All right. Thank you for the day. Thanks for for being here, for having the wherewithal to stay with this whole process for the day. I hope that I want to continue. Is it okay if we continue in this vein, looking at these explorations and then seeing it relative? Because I really want us to get to the place where you're so comfortable in lifting and carrying a person's head. But you see, you can't lift a person's head unless all these other things are available within them. Yeah. Okay, so we create the conditions by which these things become available to us. When we lift a person's head, we learn to sense what's available. Then create the conditions by which a person can carry their head in a completely different way. All right? All right. Thank you so much for the day. See you tomorrow morning.
Before you all go,
We've had a reprieve.
there's been a change of booking.